MASH was a sitcom with heart, laughter, and moments that left viewers smiling and crying at the same time. Across its 11 seasons, all sorts of famous faces stopped by the 4077. Some were well known later, but at the time they slipped under the radar. Today, we're counting down 20 celebrities you may not realize served up comedic gold, dramatic tension, or just a quick laugh on MASH. Keep your eyes open, because these cameos might surprise you. Whether you're a casual viewer or a longtime fan, there's something here for everyone. Lloyd Bridges. Best remembered as the star of Sea Hunt and for comedic bits in Airplane, Lloyd Bridges appeared on MASH as a visiting officer who brought a touch of no-nonsense energy to the camp. His scenes were short, but he used every second to deliver firm orders with a glimmer of wit. Fans of Bridges love how he kept a straight face while Hawkeye and Trapper cracked jokes. It's fun to see this legendary actor share the screen with the MASH crew, especially knowing he would go on to even more memorable comedic roles later. Mariette Hartley. Mariette Hartley, known for her warmth and expressive face, brought her natural spark to MASH in a small but significant role. Long before those popular Polaroid commercials with James Garner, Hartley appeared as a bright spot in the operating room, showcasing the caring nature of the doctors and nurses under pressure. Her scenes didn't span the entire episode, yet viewers remember her for that lively presence. She balanced gentleness with a quick sense of humor, a style that fit MASH perfectly. It was a sign of the roles she'd continue to charm us with. Eileen Brennan. Eileen Brennan, famous for Private Benjamin and Clue, popped into MASH with her signature blend of sass and kindness. Her character added levity, trading witty banter with Hawkeye while still grappling with the tough realities of the camp. Even in limited screen time, Brennan's comedic timing stood out. She had a gift for turning dry lines into comedic gems. Her appearance also hinted at the empathetic roles she later championed. MASH fans still celebrate that brief but heartfelt performance from a woman who knew how to make an impact with just a smile. Harry Dean Stanton. Before Alien, Paris, Texas, and a flood of indie credits, Harry Dean Stanton arrived at the 4077. He brought a soft-spoken charm that contrasted with the usual comedic hijinks. He wasn't flashy, but that steady, watchful presence gave the episode an extra layer of realism. Stanton blended easily with the show's mix of humor and pathos, letting small expressions say more than any monologue. In later interviews, cast members recalled how he created scenes that felt real. It was a hint of the thoughtful roles that would mark his career. Robert Vaughn. Robert Vaughn, recognized by many as the suave agent in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., dropped by MASH for a short yet commanding cameo. Dressed in an officer's uniform, Vaughn carried himself with a confidence that set him apart from the usual frantic environment. Sparks flew when he interacted with Hawkeye because Vaughn's cool demeanor was the opposite of the 4077's freewheeling approach. Even though he was only around briefly, Vaughn left a lasting impression. Fans who spot him today are reminded that MASH welcomed all kinds of screen icons over the years. Morgan Fairchild. Glamorous and confident, Morgan Fairchild was a striking presence in her MASH appearance. She was far from the grand soap opera sets that later defined her career in shows like Falcon Crest. Instead, she tackled a role that gave her room to flirt a little, show a touch of drama, and hint at the star power she'd soon wield. Her scenes involved quick-witted exchange with the ever-sarcastic doctors, blending comedy and tension in equal measure. MASH may have been a far cry from upscale mansions, but Fairchild's spark fit right in. Tom Skerritt. Tom Skerritt was no stranger to military roles, but his short stay with the 4077 gave audiences a snapshot of his range. In the early 70s, he was still gathering momentum for the impressive career that followed, including Alien and Top Gun. On MASH, Scarrett tapped into both dramatic skill and lighthearted banter. You could feel the readiness beneath his calm tone, showing the challenges of war and the relief of a good joke. He served up a hint of the depth that would define so many of his future roles. Cloris Leachman. Cloris Leachman lit up every set she stepped onto, and her MASH cameo was no different. She wasn't in the camp for long, but her comedic chops were unmistakable. Whether fussing over a minor inconvenience or sharing a heartfelt aside, she displayed that trademark timing that later made her a favorite in sitcoms like Phyllis and The Mary Tyler Moore Show. MASH gave her a chance to balance comedy with a dash of seriousness. Fans treasure her appearance as proof that she could bring life to even the smallest part. James Cromwell. Before Babe, LA Confidential, and The Green Mile, James Cromwell found himself in Korea, on screen at least. Standing tall among the tents, Cromwell played a visiting soldier whose moral stance clashed with the unpredictable environment. He was earnest and sincere, which fit right into the camp's heart. Audiences may have missed him at first glance, but his height and unmistakable voice gave him away. The role hinted at the thoughtful characters he'd grow famous for. Seeing him with the 4077 is always a delightful surprise for fans of his later work. Leslie Nielsen. Long before The Naked Gun, Leslie Nielsen was known for serious roles. On MASH, he appeared as a slightly stiff figure in uniform, bringing a hint of authority to the comedic swirl around him. Even though he played it straight, that faint twinkle in his eyes was there. It foreshadowed the deadpan humor that made him legendary in spoof comedies. MASH gave Nielsen a chance to mesh with wisecracking doctors and frazzled nurses. The result was a cameo that delighted fans who enjoy spotting the comedic star in a more controlled persona. Mickey Rooney. Hollywood veteran Mickey Rooney brought a blast of energy to MASH. Tiny in stature but huge in personality, Rooney's cameo was fast, loud, and unforgettable. He rattled off lines with that trademark pep, leaving Hawkeye and the gang half amused, half stunned. Rooney's appearance was brief, yet he gave the episode a surge of comic relief. His background in classic films stood out in smaller TV settings, but it proved a perfect combination for MASH's mixture of warmth and sharp wit. Fans still grin when they see him pop up in uniform. Charles Durning. Charles Durning was a seasoned actor who could make you laugh in one moment and break your heart in the next. On MASH, he delivered the steady presence of a Vietnam soldier grappling with the absurdities of war. Durning wasn't comedic relief. He brought a layer of feeling to his scenes. The empathy he displayed in each line made viewers care about the situation at hand. Watching him bounce off the camp's funnier characters was a treat. Later roles in films like Tootsie cemented his reputation. But his MASH cameo was quietly impactful. Harold Gould. Harold Gould, recognized for playing warmly fatherly figures, arrived at the 4077 with a kindly demeanor that masked real frustration. He had a brief but memorable exchange with doctors, revealing a person caught in the chaos of war. Gould's soft-spoken authority came through, earning him a place in fans' hearts. After MASH, he gathered fame on shows like Rhoda and The Golden Girls. Yet, many still recall this cameo as one of his hidden gems. Gould showed how a calm voice can carry weight in the midst of wartime comedy. Dale Robertson. Dale Robertson, known for westerns and rugged leading roles, surprised viewers when he showed up in Korea. He carried that cowboy confidence into the operating room, giving Hawkeye and BJ something new to wisecrack about. Even though Robertson was mostly associated with riding horses and shootouts, he adapted well to MASH's brand of humor and reflection. His role let him show off a gentler side, trading spurs for scalpels in a pinch. Fans loved discovering that a Western icon found a home, albeit briefly, in the comedic world of the 4077. Brian Keith. Best remembered as the dad in Family Affair and later roles like Hardcastle and McCormick, Brian Keith stopped by the 4077 to add gravitas and a touch of paternal warmth. He portrayed a weary officer who still managed a good-natured grin despite the daily challenges. Keith's even-keeled style played nicely against Hawkeye's sharper tone, creating a friendly clash of personalities. Viewers saw a hint of calm authority that marked his later work. Though his cameo was quick, his presence left a sense of steady wisdom in an otherwise chaotic setting. Ronnie Schell. Ronnie Schell, known for his comedic talents on Gomer Pyle, USMC, swung by MASH to stir things up with playful banter. His scenes gave him room to crack jokes and fire one-liners at everyone nearby. Schell's trademark comedic style landed perfectly in MASH, where quips and sarcasm ruled the day. He made each moment count, whether he was fussing over makeshift bunk arrangements or chatting in the mess tent. While the cameo was short, it showcased the bright, wry comedy that became his calling card. Fans still talk about how well he fit the show's spirit. John Astin. John Astin, famous as Gomez Addams, brought his spirited personality to MASH. He played a quirky soldier with a knack for strange observations, catching the main cast off guard at times. Astin's wide-eyed expressions and gleeful energy were toned down slightly, but they still shone through. It gave fans a reminder of the comedic style that made the Addams family so beloved. Although he wasn't lobbing swords around or snapping his fingers, his cameo proved that even in an army camp, a little offbeat cheer could go a long way. Betty White. Before her years on The Mary Tyler Moore Show and The Golden Girls, Betty White showed up in a cameo that sparkled with charm. She lit up the scene the moment she strolled into the compound, trading pleasant words with the crew and dropping a few pointed zingers. That winning smile and quick delivery were on full display, creating a sweet contrast to the chaos of MASH. Fans adore spotting Betty White in this early role, seeing the playful style that would carry her through decades of television fame. Kenneth Mars. Kenneth Mars, best known for his outlandish parts in The Producers and Young Frankenstein, arrived at MASH with his signature flair. He brought a new level of comedic unpredictability, turning small tasks into comedic moments. Whether he was fumbling with army paperwork or delivering lines in a dramatic tone, Mars stood out. His scenes let him flex that eccentric energy in a more grounded environment, surprising viewers who recognized him from Mel Brooks classics. It was a short stint, yet it became a cherished footnote for fans of both MASH and classic comedy. Honorable mentions. Annie Bancroft. Beloved for her powerful roles in The Graduate and The Miracle Worker, Annie Bancroft is said to have made a blink and you'll miss it appearance. No official records confirm this, but fans claim she was once spotted in the background of a busy scene. Burt Reynolds. Before Smokey and the Bandit and Deliverance, Burt Reynolds was rumored to have walked through the 4077 as a passing soldier. Elizabeth Montgomery. Best known as Samantha in Bewitched, Elizabeth Montgomery is occasionally linked to an uncredited moment in a hospital corridor. She was at the peak of her sitcom fame then, so some find it unlikely. Pat Morita. Most famous as Mr. Miyagi in The Karate Kid, Pat Morita did appear in various shows in small parts. Jack Warden. Now topping our list, Jack Warden, known for roles in 12 Angry Men, Heaven Can Wait, and many others, stepped onto the MASH set and delivered a dose of authenticity. He played a battle-hardened officer who clashed with the lighthearted crew. Warden's performance had a serious core, but he understood how to weave subtle humor into tense moments. His time with the 4077 left the doctors grappling with his unwavering approach. Even so, there was respect all around. MASH gained a richer dynamic whenever a strong performer like Warden arrived, and put everyone's nerves on edge in the best way possible. Thanks for watching. Which cameo surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments, because every MASH memory brings fresh smiles. And please subscribe now for more videos like these.